This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Mesa Ridge travel trailer, model number 322 RLS. So this is a how-to video. It's not a floor plan video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? So you do have power stabilizers all the way around. Then you have this is called a lock arm, but it's similar to another product called a strong arm. It just takes the forward and rearward movement out of the trailer once the stabilizers are extended and put in the proper place. You just have to remember that when you get these in the down position, you tighten that so they don't wiggle. It doesn't wiggle like it normally would. But when you're ringing them up and down, you always want to have these this bolt loose, so the inner tube can move freely in the outer one. So keep that in mind. We have two power awnings with LED strips. You have the slide out awning and then another one on the door side wall over there. Here we have a outside kitchen. So you got a refrigerator here. Okay. Running water here. Now you have a hookup here, I noticed, for the running water, so keep that in mind. You have a griddle, so maybe I can do this with one hand, but probably not. Oh yeah, we did. So this is the griddle. This on and off has to do with the LP, right? So you see, you got an LP line. This looks like it's permanently attached. So you don't. Some of them will have a quick connect, but this one seems to be already attached to it, so you don't have to really do much of anything except light it. Okay. Putting it in, you got to try and do it. Well, I'm gonna have to set this down for 1 second. Hold on, please. Okay, there we go. Otherwise, and then you lock it into place, of course. Okay, pretty self-evident. Now that is the vent for the range hood. So if you're running the fan over the range hood, make sure you get up on a ladder, and there's a baffle in there, a little door that flaps down, right? And if you reach in those thumb holes and pop the baffle out on both sides, it'll flap freely. Therefore, it can vent to the outside, no problem. So keep that in mind if you're going to be venting using the range hood. You want that flapping freely. Okay. This is another quick connect for the LP system. If you wanted to add another grill or something on here, you need to get a line. The line that plugs into that plus the other one will go inside your appliance. Make sure you get a low pressure appliance, one that's designed for travel trailers, okay? You can't use a regular grill on it. It has to be generally about 10-12 foot-pounds or 10-12 of inches in the water column is how it's measured. So make sure you get a low pressure appliance. We have some TV signals out, and then power right here. Outside speakers, of course. Now this is pre-wired for cameras. So this one I believe is the Furion kit. Yes, yeah. So you can use just a backup camera, or you can get the 3-camera kit with the side cameras. Whatever you want to get. So if you want to do that, but it's pre-wired. They just sort of snap in there. You have to, I think there might be a couple screws, but it's very simple to hook them up. Okay, so you have deep cycle marine batteries. You have 2 LP tanks which are full, and then you have your control center here for your jacks, which is kind of unique. It is unique to the BAL system, so I'll show you how that works. First, you want to turn the power on. You can tell the power's on. First of all, this lights up, but second of all, you can see the lights down here. So then you want to decide if you want to extend or retract. So we're going to retract. So we'll push retract, it'll start flashing. Then I'll go to tongue jack and push it, and it retracts. If I want to extend it, I push extend, and it goes back up. You do that, this one will extend and retract all the stabilizers at the same time, or you can do them independently of each other. Okay, it's very simple. Then we just shut it off. It's that simple. Okay. Of course, lock this when you're traveling. You don't want to break and fly off. Okay. So let's see what else we have here. So we come over to here. This is just a light for your docking lights, or the switch for your docking lights. I'm sorry. So as we come in here, this is your a 3/4 inch crank. This is your kill switch right here. So it shuts the battery off, shuts let me make sure I'm right about this. Hold on, please. This is a battery disconnect. Okay, yeah, so this shuts off the 12 volt. This is an inverter. This particular trailer has a 110 AC refrigerator. So with this inverter, you can basically, when you're traveling, this inverter, what an inverter does, it goes from 12 volt DC and inverts it to 110 AC. So you can literally take the 12 volt out of your batteries, and you can it'll invert it up to 110 AC and send it right to your refrigerator. So your refrigerator will run when you're going down the road. Your tow vehicle's alternator will charge the batteries, and the 12 volt batteries will be inverted to 110 AC, and it runs your refrigerator. So that's what the inverter does. Okay. This is just more storage, I believe. Let me see what we've got here. Yep, this would be under the main bed. So you can access this by pulling the foot of the bed up also, I believe. Your water heater is right here. The switches to operate it are inside the trailer. So this uses 110 AC. It's got a electrode right here, and so when you're plugged in, you can turn on the AC power, and it'll just keep it warm. Then, if you really want to get it hot and sort of extend your shower, for example, you can turn on the burner, and it runs on LP. Now, the switches to control those are inside the trailer. I'll show you those when we get in there. The thing to remember is never run this without water in the water heater tank. This is a 10-gallon tank. This is the drain for it right here. So you'll be draining it periodically. When you winterize it, you'll drain it, for example. Some people, if they're not camping for a month or two between camp trips, they'll pull that plug out and drain it. Just make sure you put the plug in and then you refill it. The way you refill it is you'll hook up city water, right? Turn it on, then you'll go to a hot water faucet. Turn on the hot water, and if this is empty, it'll just be spitting out air. Then as it starts to fill, you get a mixture of air and water, and eventually you'll get a solid stream of water coming out of the hot water side. That's when you know that it's full, okay? Never run it without water in it. Okay. You have 2 gray tanks on this one and 1 black tank. Black tank is toilet water and waste. The gray tanks are sink and shower water. Okay, and these are this hookup for the bathroom gray and black tank basically, and your other gray tank there's the hookup for it there. Here we got it here. Okay, so this does have some spray ports on it, so you get this coiled sprayer, or they get the coiled hose and the sprayer right here. Let me get down here so we can see. Okay, so this will hook on right onto this port right here, so you can hose things down, clean off bikes and kids and dogs and feet, whatever you need to clean off there. Okay. The most common way to get water to the trailer is the city water hookup. So you just put your city water hose right on there, turn it on, and you're ready to go. Everything's going to work. Now, if you're camping someplace that doesn't have city water, you can put those on here and fill your fresh water tank. You fill your fresh water tank, and then you can use the onboard pump to pump the water out of the tank. I'll show you the pump switch when we get inside also. you don't need to fill a fresh water tank unless you don't have city water. You're boondocking or in a place that just doesn't have any hookups. So okay, and of course this is the black tank flush. After you dump your black tank, right, you leave the valve open and then hook the hose of the dump station right on here. Turn it on, it'll spray out the inside of your black tank, clean off the sensor so you get a good reading, that sort of thing. Let's see here. Like it says on this sticker, always make sure your valve is open before you turn on the water. Otherwise, too much pressure can build up inside, okay? Also, you have some power here, of course, and then you have hookups here, satellite, campground cable, that sort of thing. All right, very simple. That's just the vent for your furnace. See if I can squeak through here. Now you have this is a 50 amp system, right? So you got a 50 amp cord, but then we give you this reducer also, which reduces it down to a 30. And then we give you another one of these that goes down to a 20. Of course, you can't run the air conditioners off 20 amps, but if you're packing or something and you just have regular household power, you can still light it up and see what you're doing and that sort of thing, okay? Let me get through here. Okay. And this is where your 50 amp cord plugs in. You always know you got power up to this point because of the blue LED. It makes it easier to diagnose if you're having power issues. So that's the hookup for the backup camera. I told you have two side cameras also. You could get just a backup camera for it if you wanted, or you can get the whole kit with all the cameras. It's up to you. We do sell them here. You can get them elsewhere, but just make sure you get the Furrion kit that fits the lights and this housing here. So you just get the right kit, okay? When it comes to the roof, I notice you're missing the light cover there. I'll make sure that's on there. But when it comes to the roof, you want to inspect the roof every 90 days or so according to the manufacturer. Somebody needs to go out there and look around, make sure there's no damage that was caused by, let's say, low branches or road debris flying up there. You want to make sure all the sealant is good and tight so no water can get through. That should be part of your regular maintenance, just checking it out. Odds are you'll go years without having to do anything, but you just never know unless you look, so you're staying ahead of any potential problems. Excuse me. And I don't have the key on me, but behind here is going to be the valve for your ice maker on your refrigerator. Okay, so when we first come in the door here, this particular product is the converter. I showed you the inverter. The inverter goes from 12 volt DC to 110 AC. Well, this is the converter. It does just the opposite. It takes 110 AC and converts it to 12 volt DC. So let me get in here. Hold on one second, please. I'll break my neck here. Okay, so you have circuit breakers like you see at home, 110 AC, and they're all labeled. This is when you're plugged into shore power, of course. Then this 110 AC is converted to 12 volt DC on this side, so you got 12 volt fuses and a breaker, and they're all labeled, right? So you get 12 volt from there. That's where the 12 volt comes from when you're plugged in. This is also a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your batteries up front have and need. As long as you're plugged into shore power, it'll send as many amps necessary to keep your batteries charged. So this is the power converter. Okay, let me get on my feet here. Okay. Now, this is your control panel. First of all, I'm going to look for the switch. Maybe I won't. Bear with me one second. There it is. Okay. So this is pre-wired for solar. That's all it's telling you. If you were to cut a hole here for the solar controller, the wires would be there. So you poke it to light it up. You'll have to learn this yourself. Obviously, it's all very simple though. Your main screen has your main stuff on it. It has your tanks, your lights, slide motors, things like that, your climate. But we'll go through it one by one here. So your water pump is on right now just because they were prepping it, right? So it's actually on now, and there's water in the fresh water tank, so it would work. But that's where you turn it on. That's off. right there is off. So this water pump is used to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. You also use this to winterize the trailer. To turn your water heater on electric is here. To light it on gas is here. Like I said, never run it without water in it. Right now you have about 1/3 a tank of fresh water, which is typical. They're prepping the trailer. You can see both gray tanks are empty, and the black tank is also. Here you have slide rooms. Remember the scroll, so you can go down farther with it to slide out 3 slide outs, 2 awnings. To turn your heat on, you're just going to light that up and turn it on, and you select heat over here or air conditioner, whatever you want. It's very simple. Then of course your light controller and tire pressure, things like that. Okay. These master switches, I think you can assign these, but I'm not positive on it, but I believe so. You can turn your water pump on here, and you can control your lights when you first walk in the door from these buttons here. Alright, so I'll go back to home and leave it at that. So there's a little bit more to learn to it, but you can read up on it, and it's very simple. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector right here. It should always be green. If it's not green, get it serviced. Don't wait, get it serviced. It's obviously very important. If you have a LP leak or carbon monoxide buildup, it'll warn you. Okay, so this is your controller for your, where's it? Oh, it's over here. This is your power vent in here. These power vents are really great because on those days where you don't need air conditioning, it's still a little warm, you just open the windows and turn these on, and it's amazing how much it cools it down. But you can control the whole thing from right here. Different fan speeds, you can open the lid, and you can close the lid, so it does all that stuff. This is just a sensor. There'll be one in the bedroom too. That's for the HVAC system. It's just a sensor. This is just a pantry. Okay. Your chairs fold out. Like this one is. Let me do this right here. Well, anyway, you can see this one is folded right here. So you can turn it into a bench basically, and it has a leaf that comes out here also. You have your you don't have to have these on. You can stow them away somewhere. That's just for a sandwich or something. I don't know. But you have it's powered, so you have your back and your footrest go in and out, and you have a USB hookup, that sort of thing. These 2 wrenches, I think, have to do with this. You can just store those away in your packet. It has to do with setting up probably these chairs. I don't know. This right here is your remote for your fireplace. Uh-oh. I have to put a new battery. Oh, no, it's still good. Okay. So there's a lot you can do with it. It's a good space heater, so we'll do it this way. 0, 0, that's the fan speed. Low, I just went to high now. Low is the low fan speed. High, obviously, is high. And it really kicks out the heat. So keep that in mind. It's a great space heater. If it's not quite cold enough to run the furnace, you can save your limited supply of LP and just run this off campground electricity. And you can also change the look of it and that sort of thing. See right there. Change the crystals. I'm going to put a new battery in your remote for you. I can see it's losing its stuff. It also has a timer on it, so on and so forth. Okay.
Man, that's a sweet camper.
Yep. Okay, so that's the fireplace. Now you have a sound bar with a remote. The sound bar has FM radio, no AM, just FM radio. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or your tablet. You have a USB drive here, so you can put all your, put all your MP3s on one USB drive and take them all with you. This HDMI is an in. If you want to go into the system with let's say, a portable Blu-ray player or something, you could set it over here and just go right into the front that way. Let's see, this is fixed bracket, yes. So your TV's here. Plus they give you a strap so it doesn't come flying off the wall. And you have some storage behind here, and your hookups, of course. Okay. So you have 3 remotes. I have to look for the other 2. They're around here somewhere. But TV remote, soundbar remote, and fireplace. Okay. Okay, well they're there right there. There's the other ones. I'll put this with that. And I'll make sure I get a battery. So when it comes to your microwave, it works like any other microwave. I showed you the vent on the outside for the range hood fan. Well, here's the vent right here, high and low, 2 speeds. It also has a light. So, and then when it comes to your, I don't know if he's got the battery on, or the, I'm sorry, not the battery. I don't know if he's got the gas on or off now, so I'm not going to, if it doesn't work, it's just that it's not turned on. I'm not going to go mess with it. But you have the sparker right here. You turn that clockwise to spark. You got 3 knobs for the 3 burners, and then this one's for the oven. Yeah, so it's not on at this point. The oven is a little different. There's a pilot light down here, all the way to the back. Maybe we can see it spark. Yep, see it spark back there. So what you do is you go to the oven knob, you go to pilot, then you depress it. You keep it depressed while you're sparking it. After you see it light, it's still depressed here. You wait another 10 or 15 seconds after it lights to heat up the thermocouple. Then you're going to go to the operating temperature, and it cycles as an oven does. When you shut it off, your flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. You also have lights here. Okay. The refrigerator, like I told you, is run on AC power. You can snap this shut here so the doors don't fly open. And this runs, like I said, on AC power. When you're plugged into shore power, it's going to run off that. But when you're pulling down the road, the 12-volt batteries will be, the energy from the 12-volt batteries will be converted to 110 AC in your inverter and sent right here to keep this running. Okay? Alrighty, so let's see what else we have, see if I missed anything important. I think I covered it. The rest of it is just self-evident stuff. These, I think, open up here. Yeah, there's storage underneath these armrests here. And you have your usual stuff here with your plug and your USB. Okay. So next to the bathroom, I got to pick up the pace here. I only have so many minutes before this starts a new file here. Always travel with these latched. If you don't, it will break eventually. It's just a matter of time. So you want that all latched into place, otherwise they'll be slamming back and forth and it'll break. Every year a couple people don't latch it and it winds up breaking, so make sure you do that. Your GFCI here. All the plugs in your trailer are wired through a GFCI, so keep that in mind, even the ones on the outside. So if you're using something outside and it pops, you're going to reset it here, for example. You have a fan. The shower works the same, just like any sink and any shower. It's all they all operate the same way. As with all RV toilets, all travel trailer toilets, it sits right over a black tank. So you can't use it dry. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. Then you're going to come in here. You're going to put 1 dose of chemical in the bowl. Then you're going to step on the pedal. The water comes squirting out as it is. You'll hold that pedal down long enough to put at least a gallon of water in the black tank below along with the chemical. So you can use more than a gallon, but don't use less. If you don't do that, it'll be considered using it dry. If you use it dry, the smell will be terrible, super terrible, and it'll get clogged up. So you always want chemical and water in there, okay? You probably know most of this stuff, or all of it. Just so you know, your access the back of your water heater here, just so you know that it's there. The water pump, just so you know, you pull out the bottom drawer here, and you pull off this bottom panel, and you can access, that's where you draw the antifreeze in for winterizing, that sort of thing. So there are valves under there also, and bypass valves behind here. Okay. So there's another sensor that we talked about. More storage here. So half of this is accessible from the outside, and then the rest is on the inside. This is plumbed for a plumbed and wired for a washer dryer, stackable washer dryer. You just remove the shelves. You also could use a combo, but most people prefer the stackable, I think, but it's already set to go for that. You have a wardrobe here where you can hang stuff up. And TV hookup. There's a backing place there, plus your hookups there, power and signal. Okay. And this is your emergency window. It works like they all do. You push it all the way through. Then you grab hold of this red tab and pull the screen out, and you can exit in an emergency. Okay, I think that does it. Let me look around here. I believe so. Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. That's important. It should be part of your regular maintenance. Also, there's a... Wait a minute. There's going to be one more thing I want to show you. There's also a... it's also de-winterized right now, so it's in camping mode. Let me look a little bit. Oh, here it is. Here it is right here. So this right here, if you were to scan this code here, this is for Wi-Fi. Now it does say 4G and all that, but most people aren't interested in that because they already have their cell phones. What they're interested in is the public Wi-Fi booster. So if you were to buy the kit, it would consist of a router box that goes right here, and then there's an antenna on the roof. And just basically for your family, it gives you better Wi-Fi signal when it comes to public Wi-Fi. So it's a booster, and all your family's devices will hook up to the router here automatically when it's looking for a signal, and then whoever is in charge of it can go to the web page in their browser and sign on to the campground Wi-Fi. So all your devices sign on automatically. You just have to sign this thing onto the whatever public Wi-Fi you're using. Okay, so that's another option. So don't forget, there's that option plus the option of your cameras. You can get just a backup camera, or you can get the set with the 3 cameras, whatever you prefer. Okay, so let's see, where was I? So to inspect the roof, right now this is in camping mode, so there's water in the water heater tank. It's all set ready to go for the winter. And then of course I showed you about the add-ons. And this is obviously a hide-a-bed. You pull the cushions off of it, grab it there, and you fold it out into a 3-panel hide-a-bed, which is actually a decent bed. So you have that also. Okay, thank you very much. Any more questions, we'll talk about it when you pick up. Okay, thank you.